All right, folks, good afternoon and welcome again to another of our Transformation Tuesday series. And I'm so delighted because I'm interviewing all these wonderful people that I met in the Scotia Vision Achiever program. So today we have with us the amazing, awesome, very, very energetic Kiddist Cowans of Jesse's Gifts and Decor. Now, Kiddist was also again one of the top three winners of the Scotiabank Vision Achievers program, of which I was their coach, right? So I'm going to show you right behind me. So welcome, Kiddist, before I even show them your prop behind me.
Thank you so much, Coach. Happy to be here with you.
Awesome. So folks, behind me, you see this cushion that is on the table and it has our logo on it. So when Kiddist talks about Jesse's Gifts and Decor, I just want to know that may I show off my prop behind me, which has the logo. All right. So Kiddist, let's get into Jesse's Gifts and Decor. So tell us a little bit about this business.
Awesome. Thank you again, Coach, for having me. I'm really excited to be here and to share about Jesse's Gifts and Decor. We are a personalized gift branding and home decor company, and we specialize in branding anything for you from a pin to an anchor. And we offer the most absolutely amazing, unique, and
Mhm.
exquisite personalized gift. So if you want a gift that will wow someone at every occasion, we have that for you right here. This is Gift and Decor.
When did you start again, Kiddist? When did you
We
start the business?
in 2018.
And is it you and your husband that are a part of the business, correct?
That's
Yes.
correct. That's correct.
So
So
2018, which means, wow, that's 5 years now.
four, five,
No, no,
four,
it's not.
four,
Where's my
four,
man?
four
Oh,
years,
four
4 years.
years. Yes.
Exactly.
It's
In
not doing the very
September,
month.
when
Mm-hmm.
we when actually in September when we were awarded top achiever for
Yeah.
Vision Achiever, we were actually celebrating our fourth anniversary in that week. So it was perfectly and so wonderfully aligned.
Awesome. No, kiddies. Tell me, who everybody listening to you. So who is your ideal customer? In marketing, we talk about you must have your ideal customer. Who is your target market?
All right, so we're targeting persons who are looking for gifts that are not on the shelf everywhere you go. So you can walk into a Fontana, for example, and pick up a gift and give to someone, and they love it.
Mm-hmm.
However, everyone loves a gift that is personalized with their photo or their name on it. You can wow them, and so
Mm-hmm.
we're looking for the persons who, between the ages of usually 35 to 55, mostly females who are looking to gift friends and family. However, we have realized that we're tapping into a market now, Marcia, where corporate companies who are looking to gift their
Mm-hmm.
employees for the Christmas holidays coming up, for
Mm-hmm.
different work occasions. So we have to be getting some more of that now, and I believe that happens because of our exposure to the Vision Achiever program.
Yeah. So let me show you my cushion again. So like the cushion, so like the cushion back here. Let me tell you, this cushion was a surprise. So all
Yes,
I
it
know is that
was.
Kiddist was sending something down to us, and when we opened it up, it was beautifully packaged along with other things. But the cushion is wonderful. I have it in our nice red chair, but I'm now just propping it up behind me here. Has
Right,
our
right.
logo on it. So for like companies who want to give gifts to persons, they have so many choices. So
Exactly.
they would go to your website.
Perfect. Yeah. So we have a
Yeah.
website,
Mhm.
www.jessysgiftsandecor.com, and it's a full service website. So you can see our catalog and you can also make a purchase right there on the website. And we do offer deliveries as well to wherever you are in the world, not only
Mhm.
locally, but we ship overseas. And Martha, talking about our cushions, one of the things that we pride ourselves on is that anything at all you want. So we have this wooden fan, for example. Let me get it a little bit straight.
Yes, we're
So this
seeing
is
it. We're seeing your kiddies. Don't worry, we're
good. So
seeing it.
this is
Let
saying
me get you
happy.
bigger. Right, there you go.
Okay, good. So it's saying happy. But if you
Mm-hmm.
wanted to say Marcia or Andrea or whatever, you can do that. Behind me or above my head, actually, you are seeing
Mm-hmm.
that state sign there as
Yes.
well. That's a decor item, a decor piece that you can have in your home. Again, you can have that personalized just for you with your name on it.
Well,
So it's about
you just
anything.
gave me an idea, kiddies, because I've been telling my business owners, all of us who are bosses,
Mhm.
managers, leaders, that one of the important things for us to do is to listen. And I always tell them the story about how, because I'm a very high D profile, that when
Mhm.
people would come into my office, behind them, when they would sit down on the door, I put up a green post-it saying, listen, well, you see that thing over your head now? I think I'm going to get one called Listen and give it to all my clients.
Sounds perfect to me, and we are ready to go. And Martha, one of the things that I love about Jesse's, and our customers love about Jesse's, is that our turnaround time beats it.
Mm-hmm.
Within 3 to 5 days, once you place an order, you are able to get that order. And so sometimes you might forget your friend's birthday or the anniversary or whatever the event is, and you call me up and say, Kiddist, I need this, can I get it now? And we
Mm-hmm.
will deliver, and you won't be disappointed. So that's one of the ways that we are able to, tap into the market and, get a huge chunk of the market share.
Awesome. And I'm going to tell you something else, everybody, about Kiddist. That same energetic look and vibe you get from her, she's absolutely amazing in the class too. So when she was in our sessions, so kiddies, tell me about you and this picture back here. This picture with you and the coat of arms. Give us I want a little background to this.
Sure, I deliberately selected that photo
Yes.
because I wanted to talk about it.
Uh-huh.
So one of the things that most persons probably have not realized or didn't realize was that while I was going through Vision Achiever, I was still employed full time. So there were a few more weeks to go, but I had to be juggling Vision Achiever with a full time job and a business. And so what you're seeing there in that photo is actually my farewell luncheon that I was a part of for the Jamaica House Fellows. So I am a Jamaica House Fellow that is employed by the Office of the Prime Minister. We were on a 2 year fellowship, and that is when we had our luncheon last week with the Prime Minister. That was our closing out session. So that's where that photo is from.
Awesome. I said, I was going to let you tell everybody the story here. So there is kiddies. I know you also hold another hat. Tell us a little bit about that hat.
Which one is that?
The one with you have with overseas with the
Oh,
US.
oh,
I want the reason why I want
there's
you to
so
hear this,
much.
No, I want you to talk about it a little bit, kiddies, even before I go into the impact of coaching. Because as
Okay.
I see you standing in front of the coat of arms, yes, you're the office of the Prime Minister, but you're such a dedicated person to business in Jamaica. So tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so in 2020, Marcia, I was called up by the U.S. Embassy in Jamaica because I am an alum of one of their programs.
Mm-hmm.
And I was asked if I would be willing to coach some women about entrepreneurship. Now, I was thinking, here I am, just 2 years in business at the time, and I felt a little bit doubtful about if whether or not I could do it. Anyways, I was on a training overseas in Ecuador by the U.S. Department of State, and I came back, and the program was executed in the middle of the pandemic when a lot of persons were turning to businesses to survive. They were being laid off from their jobs and they wanted to have options. And so we recruited 30 young ladies who were in business, young women who were in business, startup phase. Some of them were, already in business doing their thing. And we coached them. And we had 10 women who came out on top who got seed funding. And they have been doing absolutely well. One of those ladies was actually in Vision Achiever this year as well. So Cazelle
Mm-hmm.
Hilton, who's from St. Builders, was coached by me when she came into the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs in March 2020. She only had an idea, and as you know, she has been doing really, really well. And so it feels good to know that being a part of the academy and sharing that knowledge that I have gained with my experience to these young women and seeing the outcome, absolutely amazing.
And I'm going to say to you, your work is amazing, just what you've been doing. Because even in this group here of 24 business owners, small business owners, you are such an inspiration to them as well. So, really and truly, awesome job, kiddies.
Thank you so much,
And
Marcia.
then you're doing this all in the midst of still doing your business. So, folks, just giving back, giving back. She's a very, I mean, when I say inspirational, I really do mean it. So now, kiddies, let's get back to the business now.
Right.
So, so you went through. our Action Club program, which forms the basis of the education and coaching in the Vision Achiever program.
Right.
So, what was the greatest impact of coaching on your business?
You said it just now, Marcia, the education. I remember when I went to the launch and I was told that we're going to have to read 6 books. Now, as a leader and as somebody who's an entrepreneur, you know that for you to stay ahead and to be innovative and creative, you have to learn, constantly learn. But I don't think I read enough. Confession. However, that evening when I got all my books. Lucky me, I'm one of them who got all my books right off the bat. And that evening when I went home, I started reading. Before coach said to us, this is the format or whatever. Before I got any instructions, I picked up the book and I scanned through. And I found that the learning from the material in those books formed the foundation of what I needed at that time in my business. Because coming to the classes and hearing you teach and talk and carry us through, coach, was the icing on the cake from what we learned in those books written by Brad Sugars.
Mm-hmm.
And so I tell people all the time that, if you want to be successful, if you want to level up, if you want to grow, you have to invest in your mind. And that is what, the coaching allowed me to do with those books. And then, Martha, you gave us the templates that we needed. So, yes, we got the education, we got the theory, but you equipped us with the practical steps. So, my cash flow template is up to standard, it's up to date. I was able to go ahead and say, listen to this, the Excel not going to work anymore. The Wave app alone, you need something more. So, I went ahead and I bought QuickBooks and I implemented. And as I was going along, I was implementing because one of the things I heard very early was that if you want to win in this program or if you want to be successful, you have to implement what you're learning. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, you're learning. Yes, you're using the practical steps, but are you implementing as you're going along? And that is how we were able to see the results, Marcel.
You know,
There's no doubt about it.
there's a sign right behind my head here. If you can see it on the banner where it
That's
says,
the massive results.
and not only that, it says, for things to change,
Oh yes, first I
first
must change.
I must change. So I
I
say to
totally
everybody
agree.
in coaching, what we're doing is building, helping businesses to grow
Mhm,
and helping
mhm,
business owners to grow their business. And so
mhm.
what we're doing is we're in the business growth business. That's what we're about. But to
That's
do
right.
that, we have to grow you first as the
Definitely,
leader, which
definitely.
means, as Kiddist, what you were reading through all the books, but it had to be followed by the word called action.
That's
You
right.
can't just read. So many people just read and they take no action.
Mhm,
And as far
mhm.
as I'm concerned, when I say reading without any action is delusion. You're just fooling
That's
yourself,
right. That's
right?
right.
Learning without action. So I've seen where you just really transformed yourself as well, kiddies. So I want you to, so you are doing the reading, the coaching, all of this help to
Mhm,
shift your mindset. But
mhm.
in there, we learn marketing, sales, systems, team building, the business chassis, which was amazing in terms of how to make profits. So,
Yes.
what are one or two actions that were absolutely, because you had to take the action. So, what one or
Mhm.
two actions had the greatest impact on your business?
When first of all, when I learned about the business cafe, and I saw the example that Brad used with those customers that he was working with, and
Mm-hmm.
I said to myself, with such a small change, such an exponential growth, I'm going to try. And so I
Mm-hmm.
did. I increased my prices by 10% straight across the board, and that
Mm-hmm.
small change had an influential growth on my business. I was also able, Marcia, from learning in the program, to identify what was that product with my highest profit margin and focus on marketing that product most of all, and the results have spoken for themselves.
Awesome. So she learned our amazing magic formula. We call it the 5 ways, because as Bradjica says, you're in the business of creating raving fans profitably. And
That's
I like
right.
to expand that a little bit more to say you're in the business of getting customers and keeping them profitably, right?
That's
And that's
right.
what you were doing. So when you focused on that chassis, you were very intentional, took charge of your business and made sure that you are taking the actions, the marketing, the selling, because lead generation, come do it with me now. Lead
Lead
generation
generation.
times conversion rate equal customers. That's how you
Mhm.
get customers.
Right.
time, number of transactions, how much times they come back to you and shop from you again and again, average dollar sale on average, how much they spend. That
Mhm.
gives you your revenues. And then we always know this, kiddies, we're not in the business of revenues, we're in the business
What is
of
a profit?
profit. So we want to make sure that we focus on, you saying all the words, margins.
Mhm.
So that
Mhm.
in order for me to make more profits, I have to be measuring my margins.
And even in going to the traffic, Marcia, I didn't even stop at just lead generation or increasing revenue cost per item. I also looked at how can I ensure that the leads I do have remain loyal leads. And so
Uh-huh.
I launched as well while I was in the program or VIP membership card where if you're a loyal customer of Jesse's, you receive a discount on all your purchases.
Mm-hmm.
No, if you know that Jesse's sells something and a competitor sell the same item, but you can get 10% off that item. We're going to go all the time. And
Mm-hmm.
so it was a win-win. And that was also one of the ways that we implemented along the chassis and the results again, were there.
Awesome. Awesome. Jesse, was there anything that you did with team?
Okay, so for my team, this was a hard one that people don't like to talk about. But for my team, I realized that as I was growing and I tried to have the team go with me, there were persons who were not going with me. And I learned from coach, hire, fire,
Slowly, higher, slowly.
hire slowly, fire fast. And
Mm-hmm.
so having gone through the team building, I realized that if the team member is not going with you, then you'll have to make a decision. And I had to make a tough decision. So I had to fire fast and hire slowly. And so
Mm-hmm.
I also was able to, have some change in my staffing. And again, I got results there.
Awesome. Awesome. So, kiddies, you did working on your profits, implementing learning, and then, of course, recognizing that you have to make sure you have to build your team. As I always say, if you want to go fast, go by yourself. But if you want to go far, then you have to walk with
Go
others.
together. That's right.
Absolutely. So, one of the things I also want to ask, some people, as it says, there's this interesting question where it says, smart people learn from their mistakes and wise people learn from the mistakes of others. So,
Mhm.
what mistakes did you make along the way as a new entrepreneur, and how can other entrepreneurs learn from your experience?
So one of the things, and I would just talk about teams, Marcel. One of the things that came out at me directly as I started the
Mhm.
program was when Brad said that we often complain about our employees and we blame them for the way that they perform, the way they treat us. But Brad says
Mhm.
that you attract and you get what you deserve. And
Mhm.
so I, over the years, have made the mistake of saying, boy, this person not doing what they're supposed to do, not accepting that I had a role to play in what the employees were doing to me and, who I was employing. And so that was a hard one for me to learn and relearn. But that's a mistake I don't want anyone else to make in business. Don't think that when
Mhm.
you get to the state of employing persons that it's on them.
Yes.
You know what is it that you want for the role that you're filling, and you employ the person who can fill that role. Sometimes we employ, we decide, oh, we can change someone. People are people, and you don't work in the business of changing people or making people into who you want them to
Mhm.
be. It takes too much out of you. So hire
Mhm.
slowly, fire fast if you want to be successful.
And the other thing to do is to make sure you hire on attitude, because you can teach skills,
But
but
you
you
cannot teach
can't teach
attitude.
attitude.
Yeah,
And when somebody show you who they are, believe it. Sometimes we try
absolutely.
to think, no, man, maybe, and hopefully, and it's simply because you don't want to take the effort to bother
Yeah,
to go and hire somebody better, you know.
exactly,
But then you end up
exactly.
going on and on and on until you realize 3 years later on, now, no, I have to do
Nothing has
something.
changed.
It's
Yeah,
holding
yeah.
back the business.
There you
Absolutely.
go.
So,
Yeah.
kiddies, all of this is because you got to this stage of being one of three winners. We spoke about, we had our little discussion with our wonderful Transformation Award winner last week, sorry, on our Transformation Tuesday series, which was Rasheen. And,
Yes.
really so proud of him, proud of you to look how lovely you look in the middle, there, all you
Thank
holding
you.
on to your awards. And then, of course, we're going to be interviewing Nastasia Morrison for homemade.
Awesome.
Yes, next. So we are so happy that you are able to win these awards because you implemented and took action on what you learned.
Mm-hmm.
So, kiddies, is there anything else that you want to share with persons here today?
Absolutely. I want to share that while, and I'm trying to be very calm, so I don't want to get too excited, but I want to share that in going through Vision Achiever, one of the things that we were asked to do at the very beginning of the program was to do our affirmation.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote down 21 affirmations, 23. I was supposed to do 21 and I did two extra. And on that affirmation, I had written that I am an event planner and decorator. At the top of the list was I am the top vision achiever, by the way. And I also had on it that I am an event planner and decorator. In writing our vision at the beginning of the program, we were asked to write it as it is right now and what we want it to be in the future. And in that renewed vision, I had written that I wanted to add events in Jesse's Gifts and Decor. And so on my birthday, October 23rd, we launched Events by Jesse's. And coach, can I tell you that I still am using and I still am implementing my learning from Vision Achiever and from Action Club. Because already, just yesterday, we were able to do a huge setup for CGI Fridays Jamaica for their
Wow.
reopening. So if you go on
Oh
their
my.
Instagram page, and if I happen to drive by there anytime soon, all that balloon gardening that you see
Oh,
at the front
nice.
was done by Events by Jesse.
Well, I
And
hope you took pictures of it and put it on your Instagram page to show that you did all of this.
oh yes, we did
Oh, okay.
certainly.
So
And I
tell us
will.
about the different handles. So where can people find you?
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
before I go into the handles code, I
Oh,
want to
okay. Yes.
also add
Mm-hmm.
that that contract did not come all on my own. So we're talking about going fast and going together and all of that. I got that contract through partnership with Essex. So Essex had the big contract to
Wow.
execute and they subcontracted Events by Justice. Same network from Vision Achievers. And so I want to give credit to Essex as well for looking out and for partnering with Events by Justice. So we can be found on Instagram at Jesse's Gifts and Decor, and for Events by Jesse's at events underscore by underscore Jesse's.
No, I want to say this. She just said she did this in conjunction with and with the help of Effit. Now, Effit is also another one of the Vision Achievers. So, what I want to say to you folks is this: don't try building a business by yourself.
That's right.
You need a community
That's
to
right.
support you along the way. And in this group here of 24, so many connections were built.
That's right.
And so
Lifelong
we
connection.
have our program Profit Club, which we have now, which is a membership program in
Hmm.
which everything is inside there along with others, and they're continuing. Rasheen joined too, so that
Hmm.
I'm expecting you to join too, so that
Don't
they
give up
are
on me yet, coach.
they're continuing to grow, and to not only that, because you're in a community and you're business owners, it's a good networking community as well.
That's
And
right.
there
That's
it is.
right.
I've seen so much business formed amongst you as a group.
That's
And
right.
so there it is. There was effort to support you in this great initiative that you put down on paper during the program and brought to life.
That's
So,
right.
I think in just, if this last question here, how are you going to top that now? So, what has been your brightest achievement to date?
Ah, that's a tough one. So many things have happened, but I still believe, Martha, that for me this year, the greatest achievement for me would have been top achiever. I
Mm,
was among 23 other awesome entrepreneurs. It was no easy feat for a person to get into this program. And coming out on top has meant a lot for me. It's yes, I did the work, but the validation that I have received, having gone through the 17-week coaching program with you, coach, I can say that whatever I learned and gained from this program, it has only set the foundation for what is to come. I transitioned in a couple of weeks from employment to full-time entrepreneurship, and I am not looking back because I know that I have what I need to go forward.
I love it. You absolutely do. And I want to say what you have more than even all the education is you, kiddies. It's you.
Thank you so
Because
much,
as
Coach.
we said, yeah, I have this thing behind me, which is the 6 steps, 6 steps to winning, to building a business, a massive business. And in there it
Hmm.
says, similar to what Jim Rohn says, that it's not so much the pursuit of your goals and as you're building this business, but it's not just the gaining of the goals, but who you become along the way. And I've watched you reach for and grasp. And a client said to me on a focus sheet the other day, he said, "What more can my coach do for me? She has exposed me to a world that has no limit." And let me tell
No
you
limit.
something. When
No limit.
I read it, I was like, "Oh my God.
Yes, yes, that is exactly what you
Please,
do every day, Marcia.
please, you have been exposed to a world that has no limit. And it is now up to you, your mindset, your belief, faith, determination, commitment, those affirmations
Yes.
that will help you to get there. I'm absolutely proud of you. It was an honor coaching you in the Vision Achiever program. Want to see you continue on this journey, Kiddist, and I wish you all the absolute best. So, folks, again, this is where
Thank
you
you so
find
much,
Kiddist.
Marcia.
Go to Jesse's Gifts and Decor because Christmas is coming up. So remember, you can get corporate gifts. And let me just grab my little
And
cushion.
just to
Right?
throw
So see me,
in, just to
hold
throw
on.
in, Marcia,
Let me do this so everybody can see. So see me
still
cushion
showing
here,
off.
you know. So that's just one little thing. It was so cute. It means the world to me. But listen, folks, you can let me put back my prop. Right.
So I
So
was saying,
so make sure. Mm-hmm.
coming up next week, we will be at the SRC. We'll be having a conference at Jamaica Pegasus, and we are going to be an exhibitor. So we'll be there from November 15th to 16th at Jamaica Pegasus, open to the public. We will also be at the U.S. Embassy. We'll be having a pop-up for their staff, so we'll be there as well, displaying
Yeah.
our items for sale.
Yes.
And we are also looking forward to the Christmas Eve that is coming up. You can come in store. We are located at 14 Lady Musgrave Road. You can come in and check us out. Place your orders early, get them early, and wow your friends and family.
Awesome, awesome. So thank you so much, kiddies, for sharing with us today, for being the amazing businesswoman that you are, an entrepreneur. And folks, I love these sessions. I really am enjoying them. And so I will be seeing you all again, folks, very soon. So we'll be having our next Transformation Tuesday series next week. Not next week, the week after. And so we want to make sure that you are tuned in. So make sure you join our Facebook community group where we build successful businesses. And so, folks, have a wonderful day, and I look forward to sharing with you again in the future. Take care and bye.
Bye. Thank you so much, Coach.
You're welcome, kiddies. All right, good.
All right, let's